All right. Good evening from Seattle in the state of Washington. It is 6 p.m. right now. I am Piku Muni Puto Soktivi from Cambodia, but right now I live from Seattle, Washington state. And I would like to, first of all, pay homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also would like to pay respect to both venerable Dhamma speakers for joining with us today in order to discuss on a very interesting topic entitled What the Buddha Taught. And I would like to introduce our Dhamma speaker to the audience since we have a new Dhamma speakers for today. But before doing that, I would like to inform that this is the Buddha Sasana English program organized by the Cambodian Buddhist Monk Society in USA, which is presided over by Prehati Mani Mangsang, the abbot of Wat Mani Sitaram in the state of Minnesota, USA. And this program was mainly purposefully aimed at promoting and disseminating the Buddha's teaching globally in the hope that our audience who use English as their language or second language would be able to benefit from the live show discussion as we're trying to bring the Buddha's teaching into real life, into daily activity, so that people can engage and apply what the Buddha taught into daily life to gain happiness and prosperity and harmony for the world as well. So we are very privileged to have invited both Venerable Dhamma speaker to join with us today. First, we have invited Venerable Ashin Siriwangsa Langkara Myanmar monk. And thank you, Pante, for joining with our program today. And Venerable is an assistant meditation teacher. He was born and grew up in one of the villages of Tashi, Mandalay Division, Myanmar. He became a novice monk when he was 10 years old. Then he studied monastic education in Tipirika Mahakantayung, Yangon, Myanmar. He got the decree of Sasana Teja Dhammasariya or Dhammacariya Samanejo and Vinaya Vitu held by the state and the local monastery. Then he studied Buddhism in English for 3 years at Mahajula Rajavichalaya University in Thailand. He came to the United States of America in 2011. He delivers Dhamma talk in Burmese at his monastery and Theravada Dhamma Society in Dali City. He also teaches Buddhism for children for almost 10 years in Fremont, California. Currently, Venerable is residing at Metananda Vihara Dhamma Yekta in Fremont, California. Thank you, Venerable, for joining with our program today. And I would like to introduce the second Dhamma speaker, Venerable Supha Panyo Sorata from Cambodia, live from Wat Pope Kram, Kanda province. So Venerable is also a English teacher and also a principal in charge of the English program. He earned a BA in TEFL, teaching English as foreign language at Human Resources University. In 2018, he got a scholarship to attend BA in Buddha Dhamma at ITBMU, International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University in Yangon, Myanmar. At the present, he pursues master degree in leadership at Panya Sastra University, Cambodia. Venerable currently is residing at Wat Pope Kram Monastery, Kanda province, Cambodia. So thank you very much for joining with our program today in order to get involved in the conversation today that we're going to discuss about what the Buddha taught. Simply, we're going to engage in a conversation, trying to discuss the basic teachings of Buddhism and the purpose of why the Buddha delivered the sermon. We know that he was hesitated at the beginning to give the Dhamma to the world because he knew that beings are full of ignorance, being clouded with the with the dust. So that is why he think it would be very difficult for beings in those times to accept his teaching, what he realized. But later onward, he decided to deliver the Dhamma. But to understand that in detail and also the main or the central teachings of the Buddha, we will have to listen to both of the Dhamma speaker that joined with us today. So without further ado, I would like to begin the first question to Venerable with maybe Ashin Siriwangsa Lankara from California. Bhante, how have you been? Is everything all right?
Yes, all right. Thank you.
So you from California, how many monks in your monastery?
So now currently 3 months living in our monastery.
Oh, 3 months, I see.
Yeah.
And it is, as I read your biography, so your monastery is like a meditation center, isn't it?
Yes.
That is so great, and that is very helpful to society, because nowadays people have been facing hardship during the pandemic. So meditation must be very helpful resource for mental health as nowadays. So thank you for taking time to join with us today. And I would like to begin the first question before we're going to discuss in detail about what the Buddha taught. I would like to understand the word Dhamma. How would you explain the word Dhamma as taught by the Buddha?
Okay. So thank you, Vandit. So I don't know my pronunciation is correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Or you can call me just Niputta. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So as you say, like today we are discussing about what the Buddha taught. So the first question, like, what is Dharma or Dhamma? So when people ask me, like, what is Dharma? So I basically say, like, so Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha. So it is like a generate. So also like, so we know already like there are 3 Bhaskara called like Vinaya Pitaka, Sodana Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. So all of them are Dharma as well. So like if we say some people like what is Dharma, so it is not like they don't get. So Dharma is like 3 Bhaskara or 3 Tipika, and then like I would say like so Dharma is like a protection, right? So Dharma protects us like from following the 4th stage of mystery called apariyat. So if we follow and practice the Dharma, so also like so we pay respect to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So they are like Dharma is like so 4 Magga, 4 Phalat, and then Priyati and Nibbana. So basically, I say like Dharma is like the teachings of the Buddha, or so Dharma is like a protection. If we practice the Dharma protects us. So I would like to say like Dharma is like a protection.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bhante, for your elaboration. As you said that Dhamma is actually refers to the teaching of the Buddha himself, or what the Buddha taught, as we are entitling our topic today. And you also mentioned Dhamma is like a protection. So it in regard to the word Dhamma, right? Like it's like the state where it hold up beings, from falling down to a paya, as you mentioned, Dhamma. Right? Thank you for sharing that. I would like to turn to Venerable Supa Panyo Sorata from Cambodia. Would you have anything to add on to the term Dhamma? What is the meaning?
Okay. Hello, Venerable Ashin Siriwangsa Lankara, and good morning, Venerable Munipoto of TV. Okay. Is to me the term Dhamma or Dharma is very, has very broad meaning. We cannot give specific meaning to the term Dharma. According to the dictionary given, the term Dharma is the law of nature, the way of life. We, as the Buddhists, we normally mention Dharma or Dhamma is the teaching of the Buddha, the righteous doctrine that provide the light to differentiate right from wrong, good from bad, what to do and what not to do. Dharma is teaching by the Buddha pave the way for those who diligently learn and practice, actually to liberation, to ultimate bliss called Nibbana, that is the main purpose of all Buddhists. For all Buddhists is to, you know, to be free from this samsara, around our rebirths that we have to encounter with, you know, suffering in life as existence. So the Dharma will you know, provide us the light, the light to, you know, to be free from samsara. Okay, thank you
So
so much.
thank you. So you're pointing out another definition in terms of the law of the nature, which is applicable to everyone regardless of their background when we use the explanation like the law of the universe, right? That also included in the translation of Dharma, the law, the nature, the form, you know, the reality, the state of something. So there are so many explanations as explained by Most Venerable Nyana Muli and also Bhikkhu Poti, and in the Pali English dictionary it also explained a few pages just to describe the idea of Dharma. So anyway, in our general idea as Buddhists, when we talk about Dharma, we always refer to what the Buddha taught, and itself we have different types of Dharma. So I would like to turn the question to Venerable Ashin Srivangsa. So how many types of Dharma we have in Buddhism? Can you classify some groups of Dharma?
So there are many years. So you mean like how many dharmas?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, how many types of Dharma can we classify in the teachings of Buddhism? You know, some, you know, that some are good, some are bad, you know, a lot of things, just like in the Abhidhamma from Abhidhamma point of view, from Sutta point of view, different types of Dharma, right? Can you describe them a little bit?
okay. So like in Abhidhamma, like, so you know already, like, so there are three kinds of dharma. So first one, kusala dharma. So second one, akusala dharma. And then that one's like Abhyagara dharma. So kusala is like the good and meritorious deed. So there are many kusala dharma and abhidharma. Like I would say, like there are like 59 or 91 kusala chaita and abhidharma, something like that. So akusala also, like there are 12 kinds of akusala chaita dharma. Also like so there are like Abhyagara dharma. So Abhyagara means like they are not like kusala or akusala. Like, so in other way, like we call like vipaka chaita. So in our Abhidharma ways, like, so I would say kusala dharma, akusala dharma, Abhyagara dharma. So also in Sodana Pitaka, like there are also many dharmas, like also they have like a so Kutala dharma and then akusala dharma. Right now, I think about like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bante, for classifying into three types of Dhamma, as we usually learn that kusala, you know, the inner side of good or wholesome, skillful, and the other side is evil or unwholesome, akusala. And also in between we have abhyagata, like neutral, like neither kusala nor akusala, right?
Yes.
So it can be detailed when we study in Madhika, in Dhammasangani, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the classification of the types of Dhamma. So I would like to turn to Venerable Sorata also, if you have anything to add on to that, the different types of Dhamma.
Okay, thank you. Venerable TV is our Asian Srivangsa. Actually, me and Mamang are very, pious, very learned in Abhidhamma. So I have very low knowledge on Abhidhamma. As the Buddha has classified the Dhamma into three: kusala and akusala and abhijagata. So actually, the taste of Dhamma has only one, Vimuttirasa. The main purpose is to get people, to get being in, to liberate from the samsara. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, so whatever types of Dhamma it is, but the taste of the Dhamma is only one, that is to liberate us from suffering, to emancipation, to full enlightenment, Nibbana. That is very meaningful and well said. And yeah, I would like to continue asking Ashin Pia about the teachings of the Buddha. We are aware that the Buddha has taught so many things, so many Dhammas. If we classify into Khandha, we say 84,000 Dhamma Khandha, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot, countless of Dhamma that we have to learn. And I mean, the whole of our life, it will never be enough to learn the whole teachings of Buddhism. But I would like for you to point out, indicate some of the main teaching that the Buddha taught, and it would be beneficial and helpful for us to learn the teaching of the Buddha, so that we can apply into our daily life. Please point out some of the main teaching of Buddhism, Bhante.
Okay, thank you, Valid. So, like you said, like there are many of Dharma. So, if I would say one thing, like I will choose like Abhamata. So most of our Buddhists familiar like this term like Abhamatina Samvadita, like which means like stride with endlessness. So this is like the most important words for all of the monks, devotees, all of the Buddhists, not only Buddhists, so everybody. So Abhamara is very important point in Buddhism. Also, like so another teaching I would choose I will choose three things so I will recall one of the verses in Dhammapada. So you already know like Sarva Papasa Akarana, Kusala Subha Samara, Atajeta Priyotavana, Edan Bodhana Sasana. So this teaching also so important for the Buddhism, like so that's me like so not to do any evil, to do good, and then like to purify one mind. So these are like the teachings of the Buddha. So according to like Buddhism, according to like the teachings of the Buddha, like so Buddhists like so we are Buddhists like we should not do any evil. So as I mentioned earlier, like there are 12 akusala citta and Viddhamma, right? So we should not do any evil as a Buddhist or as a human beings. And then like so to cultivate to do good things, like there are 59 or 29 kusala citta and Viddhamma. So we can do any good things like pay homage to the Buddha, or meditation, or offerings to the monk or poor people. So whatever good things, so we should do as a Buddhist. So that one like to purify our mind. So it is like a kind of meditation. So to purify our mind, like we should practice mindfulness meditation. So I would say like, so if I would say one thing, like I will say la apamatina sambadita. If I say three things, then I will choose this first. So not to do any evil, to cultivate good, to purify one mind. So these are the teachings for the Buddha.
Yeah, thank you, Wanda. So you say one thing and three things. What about two things? You have any two things?
Two things
Yeah.
are not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm recalling about the two things, like yeah, that is almost the same. I mean, sati and sampajanya, right? It's
Yeah,
the two
that is
what we
challenging.
call the two types of dhamma that guards the world, right? If we have this two state of dhamma, two dhamma, they
Yes.
become the protector, and also like the hiri ottappa, maybe also
Yeah, hitting over.
very important, right?
Yeah, important.
Yeah, just come to my mind. That's why I just make a fun
Yeah,
of a little bit.
yeah, many
I
dhamma.
really appreciate Bante for your sharing about the main idea of the teachings of Buddhism. A lot of teachings he provided, he taught, but you can sum up into just one word, and that is also the Pachima Vacha, the last word
Yeah.
of the Buddha before he passed away in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. So he said, "Oh, because work hard for your deliverance, and don't be heedless, right? Work your best to liberate yourself from samsara." So that's why he talked about the mindfulness, the role play, the importance of the mindfulness when we are mindful. And so every kusala dhamma will arise in us, but when we are not mindful, so we will tend to accumulate akusala, which produce bad effect, cause harmful consequences to us. And you classify into three types, which is also sum up the summary of the Buddha's teaching as well. And it is the teachings of all the Buddhas, not just the Gautama Buddha, but every Buddha will teach just the same thing, that sappapapasa akaranang, not to do any bad, any unwholesome evil action, or to refrain from them. And then kusalasu pasambada, we have to perform good deed, wholesome action. And then last but not least, the Sachita Prayota Panang, to purify, to cleanse our mind from all kinds of defilements and impurities, kilesa. And that is very much the whole idea of the teaching of Buddhism, if we were to sum it up. So thank you for sharing with that. And I would like to turn to Venerable Sorata. If you have anything like, yeah, you may count different teachings of the Buddha that you think is the central points to the whole idea of what the Buddha taught.
Okay, thank you, Venerable. As our Venerable Ajahn Sirivangsa Lankara also mentioned about the teaching of the Buddha, Appamada. Actually, this is the main teaching of the Buddha before he attained into Parinibbana. He, deliver, admonish the monk not to be negligent of good deed, of to meditate in daily life. So this teaching is compared to the elephant footprint at the Matupama, right? Because all the other animal footprint cannot compare with the elephant footprint. This is the main teaching of the Buddha. To me, if I choose, I can choose the teaching of the Buddha, as you mentioned, the teaching of the Buddha, many numbers in terms of unit. If I choose to share about the karma and its result, the law of cause and effect. This is also the main teaching of the Buddha. The Buddha taught about the Appamada. The Buddha also, admonished the monk to care about their action, about their, about the cause and effect. So it is also the main teaching of the Buddha. And the cause and effect, or the karma and its result, we are responsible. Not the God, not the Brahma, not the Dhamma, not the Deva responsible for us. We are responsible for our own action. We have the responsibility to solve our problem in life we made by us, our own self, and to develop the right understanding of karma and result. We have to develop two conditions. Like we develop the karma kata samadhi, we have to develop two conditions. The first one we can call external condition. In Pali, we can call parato kosa. It means we have to associate with the wise, have to learn from the wise. We have to listen to the wise. That's why in Mangala Sutta, the Buddha, admonished us not to associate with bad people, with the fool, to associate with the wise. This is the blessing. This is the greatest blessings, because if we associate with bad people will lead us to commit wrong action, to commit bad deed. If we associate with the wise, it is the first condition we can call external condition. We have to learn, we have to listen righteously from them. This is one condition. The other condition is called yoniso manasikara, panya, to think critically, to have the right attention, to learn from them, to listen from them. These two conditions can develop our karma sakata samadhi, to have the right understanding on karma and result. Because we are responsible for our own problem, and we have to be hurry to do good deed, and to abandon our mind from doing bad deed. If we are not hurried to do good deed, our mind will be satisfied to do bad. And if our mind will be satisfied to do bad, and then we in daily life we commit wrong action, we will commit evil deed, and then we harm ourselves, others, and society. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhante, for pointing out I think 2-3 more theories which you think is the central teaching of the Buddha. And of course the theory of cause and effect, like it indicates about the cause and condition, that every action of ours really matters. We have to be responsible for what we do. I think this theory, which it makes the Buddha's teaching become very unique, in terms that he emphasizes on the role played by our own deed rather than external forces that might fall down from heaven or from any other way to influence us. That's why in some other teaching it may be different, but in the teaching of the Buddha, the law of cause and effect, this is very unique, and we can relate it to the theory of Paticcasamuppada, dependent origination. Everything arises based on the cause. With cause, it gives rise to another. It conditions something to happen, and then something happen, it ceases, but it also gives rise to something else to happen. So everything, it's just a matter of arising and disappearing each and every moment. As the way we meditate in the Vipassana meditation, we try to note something which is rising and falling down each and every moment. Everything does not stay there, but it just conditions something else to happen. That's why we see in a series of something which rising and falling as a kaya and vaya, right? Kaya and vaya become object of meditation as well. I think this theory is not simple actually. When we talk about the karma, it's not simple, because it needs the right understanding to understand the law of the cause and effect. That's why in the Samadhi, one of the Noble Eightfold Paths, plays very important role in the role of panya. When we have panya, so we will see the true nature of reality as it comes into existence, and then it will disappear, right? This is also very much related to the theory of right understanding, and right understanding in the karma and its effect, right? Karma and vipaka, right? So I think that is very interesting when you point out the theory of karma, that it becomes one of the central teaching of the Buddha. And then theory of the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, Ariya Atthangika Magga, Paticcasamuppada, we have the three common characteristic or the three universal marks of existence, anicca, dukkha, anatta, and patthana. You know, as a Burmese people, very well versed in patthana. Phante, can you explain something a little bit? Shin, I think you know how to chant the patthana, right?
So you want me to recite Pali, Patthana Pali?
Just a little bit. And I also want to understand a little bit the meaning from patthana, how important patthana to the life of Buddhist people, especially in Burma, because it has become almost, I think, traditionally already people already recite patthana every year in Burma. What's the meaning of that, and how important patthana?
So in Burma, like we recite like Hedu Disyo, Aramana Disyo, Adividi Disyo, Nandara Disyo. Like so, but like in a listener song like Hedu Pityo, Aramana Pityo, something like this. Where in Burma, like Hedu Disyo, Aramana Disyo, Adividi Disyo. So it is popular in Burma because we notice if Buddha Sasana disappear in this world, so the first thing that disappear in this world is patthana. So that's why monks encouraged to recite patthana before it disappear in this world. So another reason we would recite patthana is it is good for us. Like some people believe that if we want to be successful, if we want to get something we want, so we should recite patthana. Why? Because they believe so if you recite patthana for 1 week or 1 month or whatever you wish, you will get what you want. So this is another reason. So I think this is why people in Burma so they want to recite patthana.
Yeah, I think it's good, Phante. Even the patthana cannot grant people's wish to happen the way they want it, but at least they have done a good kusala karma by reciting the Buddha's Abhidhamma, you know.
Yes.
I mean, when we talk about it, we define the story of the bats, you know, the 500 group of 500 bats who had the chance to listen to the Abhidhamma by and then later they became the followers of Venerable Sariputta, right? Because they had opportunity to listen to Abhidhamma. So when we connect this to the practical tradition of Burmese people, they like to recite patthana. I think they are accumulating more punya, you know, when they pay attention and pay respect to the chanting, and they chant it wholeheartedly out of good volition, kusala cetana. So they accumulate more merit from that. You know, I really appreciate that kind of tradition. Is very good. You know, when we can put ideology there, and people, even they still have not strong faith or sattha in the Buddha's teaching, but at least they come through, you know, believing that this teaching can grant them some wishes or can make them happy or you know, become successful in whatever they want. That is a good way to go, you know. It's a way to go. So it's a good start. And okay, we'd like to turn to Venerable Soratha. Also about you know, we have been talking about the main teachings of the Buddha, which is many in common, as you already just mentioned. But I would like to know the purpose of you know, the teaching of the Buddha. We know that before the Buddha, there had already been some spiritual religions or spiritual faiths that give guidance to people, and they believe that those guidance can bring them to happiness or something. But why still the Buddha, you know, like found his own way of teaching, but and as nowadays people name it as a religion or whatever they want to call, but in In the Buddhism, we just call it Buddha Sasana, right? Buddha Sasana can be translated as the dispensation of the Buddha or the teaching of the Buddha, but nowadays people may assume the word as a religion or something. When we Buddhists do not much accept the term, as it may relate with something with the external God or creator God, But what is the purpose of the Buddha's teaching, Bhante?
Okay, thank you, Venerable. Thank you, Venerable Ashin Srivangsa Lankara. I also strained when I first arrived in Myanmar that one time I went to Mandalay to visit my friend, and then in the bus, in the car, they play Dipatana, something like Hetu Pasiyor, Aramana Pasiyor, and then what is it? I was straying about this, and then later on I understand this. This is Patana. This the tradition that Myanmar people always recite and always listen in the morning, especially at pagoda. Swedagon Pagoda, Swedo Pagoda. I study in ITBMU, and I went to homage there every evening, and I saw people decide this important treatise. Okay, this is the tradition of Myanmar people also. They want to make their mind calm when they are unhappy. Okay, I turn to Venerable TV asked me to elaborate something that actually before the Buddha come into existence, there were many teaching, many acharya teaching about this, teaching about that. And the first time, the Buddha also hesitated to deliver his important Dhamma talk to beings because, as Venerable TV has mentioned earlier, beings are full of dust, are full of ignorance. It is difficult for the Buddha to deliver the teaching of truth to them. So it's very difficult. But out of compassion, as you know, that after the enlightenment of the Buddha established the Arahanta in the world. 60 Arahanta, and including him 61 Arahanta. And then a few months after the Buddha enlightenment, he ordered the monk Charatha Bhikkhave, go for so monk, for the good of many, for the benefit, for the happiness of many, out of compassion, for the benefit, for the good for man and Deva and Brahma, to deliver the teaching of truth, to be beautiful at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end, in order that to clear the dust, to clear the thirst, to clear the greed, hatred, and delusion from their mind. Those that who are have little dust in their mind, we can remove, we can uproot it, all that defilement from their mind. So the Buddha delivered the Dhamma talk, his important teaching of compassion, the virtue of compassion. As we already know that the Buddha it was endowed with the virtue of compassion, Karana Kun. Because of this virtue, the Buddha spent his 45 years to complete this mission, to complete teaching the teaching of to spread the teaching of truth, to propagate the teaching of truth, to to get people, to get being to liberate from this round of samsara, to get eternal bliss, to get ultimate bliss called nibbana.
Hi, Venerable. I think he got something with internet.
Yes.
Venerable Saratha, you still here? Maybe his internet problem. Yeah, Bhante, do you have anything to add on to that? Why the Buddha decided to deliver the Dhamma to the world?
Okay, so Bhante Sarata is international good, right? Okay.
Yeah, you can go on. Yeah, well,
okay. So like, so in Mahavata Pali Vinaya Pitaka, like when the Buddha like got enlightenment, the Buddha like first not to deliver the Dharma, because like the Dharma he had attained it so deep, hard to see, hard to understand. Also, like we people are full of ignorance called waiter. So the Buddha first like decided not to deliver his Dharma, but later like he decided to deliver the Dharma with the
Why Bhante? What made him decide to deliver the Dhamma? I heard, in some document they say that there was a Mahabrahma also encouraged him to do so, right?
Yes. Later he decided like with the request for Sambati Brahma. So Sambati Brahma asked like, please, like, so there are people who understand, who realize the Dharma. So please don't hesitate to teach the Dharma. And also the Buddhas know like there are like some beings like who can understand, who can realize his Dharma. So it's me like who can be Sodavana, Sadaragana, Anagan, or Aranda. Also like there are some beings like who might lose like the good opportunity to realize the Dharma if the Buddha did not preach his Dharma. So like like he's like to be Buddha, like he fulfilled the parami to many lives. So why don't he like become like become quiet, like not to deliver the Dharma? Like the purpose like the Buddha is like to deliver the Dharma. So and then the Brahma asked so 3 times, and then the Buddha desired like okay, like you appreciate the Dharma. Like also like some people say like so at the time like in India, so they respect to their Brahma, right? So Brahma is their like a highest god to they believe in India. So the Buddha's wait like so to for request or the Sambri Brahma, because like people believe like so the Buddha so the Sambri Brahma as like to deliver the Dharma, and then like so the Buddha is the one like who be respect by the Sambri Brahma, and then like the Dharma is like so he is also like one of the gods, and then like they are like so the Buddha is also like so highest person, highest level of the god. So that's why the Buddhas wait the time. So I think like so these are the things like the Buddha decided to deliver the Dharma.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bhante. That is very, very detailed, and I would like to turn back to Venerable Sarata. He was just got cut at the moment. Bhante, please go on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Venerable, because of my internet connection. So
yes.
got cut. Sorry for that. As I would like to continue my talk earlier, the Buddha delivered the Dhamma talk for being, for actually because of compassion, the Buddha also hesitated to attain Nibbana. To attain Nibbana, the Buddha do not need to spend a long time for asankhaya to become Buddha. But to become Buddha is the great sacrifice of the Buddha to fulfill the benefit of many, to fulfill the benefit of all beings. Out of his compassion, he delivers the Dhamma talk. He taught the teaching of truth to all beings to get his teaching. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's very detailed enough. You mentioned about the purpose of why the Buddha decided to enlighten the world by preaching the Dhamma. He was hesitated to do so, as you mentioned, when he saw that people are full of ignorance, and the teaching that he realized, the truth that he has realized, was very insight, was very deep, very supramundane, out of Panyati, right? It's a Lokuttara. So he saw that people also were full of ditthi, full of wrong view, wrong understanding. So his teaching might not be acceptable by all in those days. But there is another document I learned from Venerable Mahathira Piyatasi, a Sri Lankan scholar. He also mentioned that the Buddha also had a chance to focus on the lotus, that he reflect on the lotus in the pond. He saw the different levels of the lotus. Some lotus still under the surface of water, but some emerge above the surface of water, and some already going to bloom, so just need to wait for the sunlight, right? So Dhamma is like the sunlight. Some people, they are like Tihituka Pugala, right? Just like Asin already mentioned, they have intelligence and wisdom to reach the full liberation. So they just need, like sometimes they just need a drop of rain to fall down, so the seed will just grow up well and bloom. In the same way, the lotus, in simile of lotus flower, some is already going to bloom and just wait for the sunlight to shine, and then it just bloom. That kind of person also exists. And also some kind of person, they already rise above the surface and they just need some more guidance. That's why we have some kind of different Pukala, right? Individual in the Pukala Panyati. They mentioned about the different kind, like Manta Pukala, Tikka Pukala, those who have different levels of wisdom. Some they can listen to the Dhamma just once, and then they get the chance to attain to the stage of Magga or Phala. But some they need more time to learn, and practice, and different types of like that. So I think this was the purpose of the Buddha's delivering the sermon. And also you said about his compassion when he's sending out the Dhammatutta, the messenger of Dhamma, to spread the teachings of truth. We don't want to use the teachings of religion or faith, because Buddhism denies faith and belief. Whatever the practice is just a way of life that the Buddha realized that it should be taught to people to enlighten the world in order to walk out from the darkness of ignorance, of Vijja, and also with the encouragement of the Sahambati Brahma, as Venerable Ashin already mentioned. So here, I just would like to reflect that we're talking about this in the purpose that the Buddha delivered the teaching or found what we call as Buddhism nowadays, not in the purpose of getting disciples or followers into Buddhism. Whatever we're trying to promote the teaching of the Buddha in the purpose of giving the light to the world, giving peace and harmony to the world. Because if more people understand the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, which is Kusala, which is Punya, which is the way to liberation, and then the world will live in peace. And that is the only purpose of promoting Buddhism. Just like we are broadcasting right now, what we are doing, we say the word promoting or disseminate the teachings of the Buddha. Our purpose not to gain followers into Buddhism. We don't want to convert anybody into, Buddhist, to become a Buddhist, because the Buddha himself was not a Buddhist when he became the Buddha, right? He never say, I am a Buddhist, I was a Buddhist. So in order to learn Buddhism, in order to practice the teaching of Buddhism, you don't need to be Buddhist at all. Whatever you call yourself, as a Christian, as Muslim, as Buddhist, or non-religious, it doesn't matter. If you learn the Dhamma, if you practice the Dhamma will protect you. That's come back to what Ashin already mentioned. Dhamma means protection. When you practice the Dhamma, Dhammo Hawe Rakati Dhammachari, right? Dhamma will protect those who practice the Dhamma. And that is very popular stanza by the Buddha. Okay, I would like to ask another question to Ashin. Well, we have been talking about the Dhamma, its role play, and also the importance of the Buddha's teaching. But I would like to ask into a little bit specific example how the Dhamma play an important role in our daily life. You know, we know that Dhamma is important, but how? And how to apply that into daily life, because we have a lot of Dhamma, as we mentioned earlier. So can you give some basic example of how we should apply the Dhamma into our daily living so we can live happily?
Okay, thank you, Valley.
Yeah, maybe you can share from the meditation aspect as well, because you are a meditation teacher.
Okay, thank you, Valley. Like you mentioned, like Dharma is so very important, not only for Buddhist community, but also like universal community.
Yeah.
Like, so whatever they are Christian or Muslim or Jewish or non-religions, like, so it is suitable for all people. Yes, I agree with. So let me give you like one example. So one of the Dharma, like I would choose like Brahma Vihara. So the first one is like meter. So if we don't have the loving kindness to our family, like our friends, our brothers, and our sister. So if we don't like communicate with them, so then imagine like what will happen in our family or our community or our society. So the things like positive things that might appear in our daily life will be like hatred and anger. So that's why we should apply meter bhavana or meter meditation to all of the people around us. So especially our families, our friends, our brothers, and our sister. So like that, like, so if we should cultivate like karuna meditation as well. If we don't have like compassion to the poor people or the suffering people around the world, so then like how can we imagine like equal society, or how can we imagine like peaceful society without karuna meditation? Also like so we should like cultivate like sympathetic joy to the people who are better than us or who are successful, who are like successful than ours. Because like if we don't have a compassion to our like if we don't have a like sympathetic joy to the people who are better than us, who are more than successful as, so jealousy is, so to jealous mind become like our friends, so then we cannot live peacefully. So that's why like so practicing metta bhavana, karuna bhavana, and mudita bhavanas is important in our family, our community, or like the whole society.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I would choose that for Brahma Vihara.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking out the four Brahma Vihara, or the four sublime states of Dhamma. I think it's the best shelter for the world, right? Because as the world now is leaning towards hatred and social discrimination, violence, you know, almost in every country, you know, the domestic violence takes place every day. And even now, the international violence also start to engage the world, and the world is moving towards destruction, as taught by the Buddha, that we are moving toward destruction, right? Even the this lifespan of the earth is not gonna last forever. It will come to an end one day. And in the Kappa Katha, you know, the teaching about the universe, the Buddha also mentioned about that when people are full of hatred, for example, dosa, so the world will also be destroyed, by fire, by water, by wind, different types of things, so and so. So I'd like to appreciate for your contributions of the 4 different techniques from meditation perspective. If we want to live a happy life, even the metta bhavana or the meditation on loving kindness, spreading love to ourselves and also to those around us and to the world, will also brings harmony and peace. When we don't harm others, when we don't have the intention of killing or harming any living beings, so we create peace starting from our individual level, and then this love will radiate, spread everywhere around us to those who come into contact with us, right? And then finally spread to the community and to the world at large. So I think it's very important. Just one example from the Metta Bhavana, Metta Brahma Vihara, and then go on with Karuna and Mudita and Upekkha. Thank you for sharing. And I would like to give it to Venerable Sorata to elaborate on that, the importance of the Dhamma. And do you have any teaching that can be taken into daily application so we live a happy life?
Okay, thank you, Venerable. For that, I would like to review when I first arrived in Myanmar to attend ITBMU. This is also maybe also an interesting story. When I got there, actually during these months, it rained drop every day. Right? It rained every day.
I remember
Yeah.
the same thing happened.
Yeah. And then I noticed that it rains every day and people go here and there. Actually in Myanmar, they do not have their own car. Mostly they get a bus to go to their work. So they always hold umbrella in their hand every day. Even though there is no rain, they need to hold the umbrella.
We also did, right? We Cambodians also did, right?
Yeah. The first time I arrived, I don't notice that. When I go anywhere and then it got rain, I got wet. Yeah, I got wet because I don't notice that the weather is different from my country. So the weather in Myanmar got rain, irregularly. Sometimes rain in the morning, sometime afternoon, sometime evening, sometime at night.
Yes.
So we need to go anywhere with our umbrella.
Yes.
So I learned one thing: we need umbrella to protect us from rain, to protect us from heat. Actually, we cannot stop the sun from shining. We cannot stop the rain from dropping, but we need umbrella to be the shelter, to be the refuge when there is rain, when there is heat. So like our Venerable TV just mentioned earlier, Dhamme Rakati Dhammachari. The Dhamma protect one who practice the Dhamma. Like a huge umbrella can protect us from heat, from rain, something like that. So we need Dhamma to solve our problem in life. As I mentioned earlier, we are responsible. The responsibility is not dependent on God, depend on Deva, depend on Brahma, or even depend on the Buddha. We cannot depend on the Buddha. Everything we have to respond for our own action. In our daily life, we may encounter up and down of life. I mean, the positivity, the negativity of life, what we call Lokadhamma, right? Gain, no gain, fame, no fame, praise, blame, happiness, and suffering. We encounter with these factors, up and down of life. So, like I mentioned, rain, we cannot stop rain, we cannot stop heat. We can stop all of that, but we need a shelter, we need the umbrella, like we need the Dhamma to solve our problem. As our Venerable Ashin just mentioned about the Brahma Vihara, the sublime state that we can apply in our daily lives. As our Venerable Nandamala Pivangsa use the term exit of mind. He translated from Nisarana Sota, to let go of some negative mental factors, some unwholesome mental factors. Like metta is anti-hatred, anti-dosa, like karuna, anti-cruelty, like mudita and jealousy, and upeka, the important one, anti-love it had, especially anti the lukatama, up and down of life.
Yeah.
In our daily life, we encounter positivity and negativity. We cannot stop it. Positivity, it come from the proper cause, our good deed. Negativity, they may come from our bad deed. So we need the dharma, we need upeka to cope with this. If we are encountering with desirable feeling, we not to desire, not to attach to it. If we encounter with undesirable feeling, not to be sad to it. We have to keep our mind balanced, keep our mind with equanimity, not to, like the Buddha said, the mind that is unshaken with the up and down of life, unshaken with the, eight valley state. It is the blessing. So we have to train our mind to be in equanimity to cope all that problem. So problem happen in our life. Sometimes we say unexpectedly, but it comes from the cause and effect. So we need Dhamma as our great shelter to solve that problem. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Dhamma is a sarana, right? Dhammang saranang gacchami. I take refuge in the Dhamma, or I go to the Dhamma as my refuge, as my shelter, as you mentioned. It's not to pray for happiness from the Buddha or to ask help from the Buddha, but to practice the Dhamma so that the Dhamma will become the umbrella or the shelter for us to, take refuge in. And that's very interesting, and I would like to give to Venerable Ashin. I think because of the time, I would like to give this as a last message, like a takeaway message, if you have anything to share with our audience today concerning with what the Buddha taught today.
So thank you, like Panarivet, so Devi, and also thank you, Panarivet, so other. So this is like a good program, like not only for like Cambodian community, but also like who are willing to learn Buddhism. So I would say like this is the group program we need right now in the world. Like so we have a like programs with our language, but in English like it is limited. So once I noticed like so Panarivet, so the fees are like ranging like this kind of programs. So I'm happy to see, so this kind of program like should be in our Burmese society as well, because like we should practice English. Yeah. So
definitely, definitely. Yeah. I mean, because we are not native speakers, so we have this kind of platform, a place where we can all practice to speak English and also be able to share with our community who don't speak our own language.
Yeah.
We only speak English, so it's a chance for us to spread.
Yes, Gandhi.
So any last message, for our audience concerning with what the Buddha taught? Ashintia, you have anything else to end the last message?
So just like thank you for listener or your followers. Thank you for having me, like to have a chance like a Dhamma discussion. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
I hope like you are doing well.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante. I hope you can come and join us often so we can engage more in the conversation of the Buddha Dhamma. It's having discussed the Dhamma timely, on the timely occasion is also such a highest blessing, right? In the Magga Sutta. Yeah. So, Venerable Soratha, what is your last message?
Okay, thank you, Venerable TV. Thank you, Venerable Lashin Pya Sriwangsa Langkara. To me, this is my last message. Actually, I think last but not least. First thing I would like to say thank Venerable TV who invite me to join this important program, to give me a chance to to share the Dharma knowledge to listeners, and to give me chance to how to say to practice myself with in public speaking as well in English.
Yes.
And to me, I would like to leave the last message to all Buddhists, especially our Cambodian people. Please do not become Buddhists with blind faith. You know, the Buddha never forced, never compelled anyone to have the blind faith in him. We have to come to learn. In Buddhism, we are taught. If we are taught, we can learn, and then we can practice accordingly. Not like I can say in the religion that depending on God. If you
No, something happened with his.
Yes, internet problems.
I
Yes.
think, I think he's trying to say, yeah.
we
I remember
decide in
openly.
yeah
Okay.
Yeah, go
okay
on, go on. You was just frozen.
okay
Yeah.
okay in Puttaguna, like in Puttaguna we say ehe pasiko,
No,
we should come and
Damakuna, right?
see.
You mean the
Yeah,
Damakuna?
yeah, Dhammakana, yeah, Dhammakana, ehe pasiko, we have to come and see, not to come and believe. In Buddhism, we have to learn, we have to, we have to learn to study and then practice accordingly. Do not come into become in Buddhism into Buddhist with blind faith. And as this is and as I mentioned in my topic, we are responsible with our own karma. Actually, we have karma as our own, we have karma as our inheritance, as our friend, our in origin, as our in refuge. So do not burden God, do not burden Buddha with our own karma. If we do bad, we get bad. If we do good, we get good. So we need to look at ourselves and
Oh, he's gone, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but it's already the last. I mean, because of the time, and
Yeah.
it's already, yeah, Pante. Yeah, you're back.
so sorry, Venerable.
It's
I
okay.
can't.
You can continue. Yeah, you can go on. Yeah.
Okay. We need to understand our situation and assume full responsible for what happened to us. We reap what we sow. Actually, our lives today are the result of what we thought, we said, we did in the past, and what we sing, we say, we do today will actually likewise shape our future. So everything we do matter. If we love other, we will be loved. If we harm other, we will be harmed. If we cultivate peaceful mind, we will have peace. So everything will come back to us in full circle. Everything we do matter. If we want to be respected, we need to be respectable. If we want to be loved, we need to be lovable. So we have to treat other. If we want to be treated back, do not treat other the way we do not want to be treated back. This is the golden rule. We have to apply this in our daily life. Thank you so much. And I wish Venerable and people all the world be well and happy and be free from this pandemic COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your golden goal as last message, and thank you, Asin Siriwangsa Langkara, live from Metananda Vihara, Fremont, California, for spending time to share with our program today, and also Honorable Supak Panyo Sorata from Port Pope Kraum, Cambodia, Kandar Province. Thank you also our viewers for following us to the end, and I hope you do learn something from our discussion. By the power of this Dhammatana, may all beings in the whole universe be happy, be liberated from physical suffering and mental suffering. May all live in peace and harmony. May the Buddha Dhamma spread every corner of the world. May the Buddha Dhamma and Sangha protect all of you with the 4 blessings, and also may you be happy, may you be well and prosper. So, Anumodana, goodbye, thank you, and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you.